Hi guys, welcome back to GP Reactions. I hope you're well, I hope you're having a great day. And as always, thanks for everybody who's subscribed over the last few weeks. So I'm now going to be reacting to a singer called David Gray. This is a track called Dead in the Water, and this was taken from a 2002 album, A New Day at Midnight. My gosh, that's nearly 20 years ago. It's just crazy how time flies. So I don't know this track, and it was mentioned to me by a friend a few weeks back, and I've kind of got the lyrics up. So looking forward to this. This is David Gray, Dead in the Water, and this is one with lyrics, so really looking forward to this. Don't miss an official video.
People stand in line. People stand in line. People stand in line. A premonition now. The killer's angel eye. An Armageddon sky. Tell it like it is. It's like the old man said. We're dead in the water now. We're dead in the water. They come from miles around. They come from miles around. They come from miles around. In avarice and love, to suckle on the blood. Some forgotten God, sell it like it is. It's like the old man says, we're dead in the water now. We're dead in the water now. Dead in the water.
Wow, this looks really powerful. I'm actually loving this record. I remember a David Gray track from years and years ago. I think it was it Babylon? And I didn't really sort of connect with that, but these lyrics are fantastic. It feels like this song should be off a movie or something. Somebody tell me if this song was off a movie. I can imagine it in a movie at maybe the closing credits as a hero walks off into the sunset, and all the anti-heroes, feels like an anti-hero lyric, as the anti-hero walks off into the sunset and these lyrics play out. I'm just on a bit of a flight of fantasy with this one. Also, really interesting lyrics, and this is going to sound crazy, but reading some of the lyrics on the screen takes me back to last year, 2020. So there is an apocalyptic, weird, global disaster kind of feel to these lyrics, and I'm actually really liking his voice as well. Maybe it was a thing of listening to him at a particular time in my life that I didn't connect, but yeah, he's got a very distinct voice. I love a picture as well. That's really nice.
A simple act of faith. A simple act of faith. A simple act of faith. A celebration now. The color and the gray. The cancer and the sea. The crackles on the mind. Call it what you like. We're dead in the water now. We're dead in the water now. We're dead in the water.
So that was David Gray with "Dead in the Water," and the music was that was really powerful, really powerful vehicle to carry the lyrics. I think the lyrics were the most important thing about this song, but the music was also really powerful, and it lent that just enough gravity for you to imagine the power of what David Gray was singing about. Do you know, I'm going to jump straight into the lyrics really, because I think that his voice is great, sort of speaks for itself in this song. The music, as I said, is a vehicle for his voice and the lyrics, but the lyrics are the most important thing for me in this song. And I'd love to know if his album's any good as well, A New Day at Midnight. But the people stand in line, a premonition of a killer's angel's eyes, an Armageddon sky, tell it like it is. It's like the old man says, we're dead in the water now, dead in the water. And it was kind of, I don't know why that took me back to 2020. I think it was just that initial thing of, I remember those months where I'd be standing in queues outside Sainsbury's, so the people stand in line, be standing outside supermarkets. I'd see people, I avoided some of the big supermarkets because I would drive past and I'd see the queues not just outside, but they'd be winding around car parks. And I thought, you know, God, why are these people standing in line like this? Just use your corner shop or something. You don't. Is there any necessity to be queuing up for hours to buy stuff that's probably been taken off the shelves already? The killer's angel eyes, an Armageddon sky. Tell it like it is. And I just kind of felt that the killer in this case would have been the virus, and it just seemed to be this like serial killer of a bug that nobody could see. An enemy is okay if you can see them, you can do something about it. But at the time, nobody could see this thing. Nobody knew how to kind of deal with it. So everything drops into this song that I experienced. An Armageddon sky, Armageddon sky, not because of maybe the colour of the sky, but for me it was the fact that there was all the aircraft had stopped. I think one plane went over at one point in a couple of months, and I was outside with quite a few people at that day, not in crowds or anything, but just a local in my neighbourhood, and we all pointed to the sky. Because of this one plane, and it was a military plane. I think it was a Hercules or something. And then you get the odd helicopter go over, and I thought, you know, it feels like there's this, like an invisible war going on, and the only aircraft in the sky is military. And then it's like the old man says, we're dead in the water now, dead in the water. Well, I mean, there was this sense of gloom and doom about the virus, about what governments were doing or not doing, about governments locking everything down, and then there was people being doom and gloom about just governments in general, being gloom and doom about it with their conspiracy theories. And the next verse, it's they come from miles around, in avarice and love. So that's kind of greed and love, people panic buying. And I immediately thought, people panic buying, they're coming from miles around, they're filling up their trolleys with just stupid amounts of essentials that they seriously are not going to need. And if things get that bad, you know we can just go and rob their house, ultimately. In avarice and love. We had this weird air last year of people. It was like everyone wanted to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, but secretly we're just as greedy and hateful and spiteful as we'd always been. And there was this kind of thin veneer of love and respect. And to be honest, it was bollocks. I and a few others saw through it pretty quickly. So people come from miles around, in avarice and love, to suckle on the blood again, I think to me that would be alluding to not this song, obviously, but alluding to that idea of just sucking everything out of anything you can get. But in this case, he says, to suckle on the blood of some forgotten god, sell it like it is. It's like the old man says, we're dead in the water now. And even the line, sell it like it is. There were people buying up goods, essential goods that people felt were essential at the time, like hand sanitizer. And a local greengrocer to me, not greengrocer, a local hardware store. And these were good people. And they bought a whole ton of hand sanitizer from a big supermarket. And then what they, and this was across the road from them, then what they did was they started selling it at about 200 to 300% markup. And it just kind of felt like it was an opportunity again for greed, sucking the blood out of everything. And it wasn't for the good of society. And that was my actual real bugbear that week, was this one hardware store selling stuff, buying up stock and selling it. And, you know, they'd say it was good business sense, and it probably was. But to me, it wasn't community spirited. And final verse, a simple act of faith, a celebration of a colour and a creed. And I just kind of felt this simple act of faith was, there were generally kind of two camps. There were those that didn't believe anything the government was saying, or the actions of the government were valid, whether all the actions of the government were, they were doing the right thing or at the right time. And then there were those who had faith in the government, even though they may have not supported or voted for that government. But I think they had come to a conclusion that if you've got no faith in anything, then you're going to be forever living in a paranoid shadow of yourself. But you're kind of scared of your own shadow because you can't trust anything or anyone. And at some point, I believe in life, you have to have faith in something, but you have to come to terms with your own mortality and the mortality of those around you. And if those people you have faith in are there to do you wrong and bad, then ultimately what you did wasn't bad yourself to put your faith in them. It's them, being bad. And if you're at peace with your own mortality and you understand that at some point you're going to die, and it could be from something somebody else does, then that is, for me, that's having faith. And I was a little bit on the wall with all of this anyway, but I felt that these lyrics right here, described that situation where some people hated these press conferences every day, some people loved them, some people had faith, some people didn't. And then it says, a celebration of the colour and the creed, the cancer and its seed. And again, that drew me back to last year. We all know what happened with the George Floyd. And seriously, it says the colour and the creed, the cancer and its seed. So it, in a way, and again, this is a very contentious issue. I don't really want to get into specific policies or politics of this. This is essentially what I read into the lyrics, and it just seemed everything seemed to drop into place. So I kind of felt that this is, for me, talking about the last year and the cancer in the seed, is how the police in America were perceived, and then how certain aspects of the UK society were perceived under the same umbrella of colour and creed. Honestly, this is it's probably the weirdest record I've heard. And although we're now in 2021 and I feel we're in a different place, this really kind of took me back there. But like I said, halfway through, this would make a great song in a movie. So if it has been featured in a movie, please let me know. Let me know what you think. And let me know what the movie is, if this song has indeed showed up at the end of a movie or at some point during a movie as a little montage. Guys, I really, really enjoyed that. I I have a respect now for David Gray. I liked his voice. It must be very distinct because I've only ever heard one track of his, and that was back in the day. And immediately I kind of connected this song, his voice, to that track. So I might investigate some more tracks of his at some point, because I like the gravity of his delivery, and the music as well is wonderful. I don't know too much about if he has a band with him, if he has some musicians that he uses throughout his tracks on his album, but it's something I'm definitely going to explore. So guys, join me in the comments below if you like. Otherwise, have a great day, and I will speak to you all soon.